The movie begins with the doctor checking Cartman's overall health and on noticing that his weight is becoming a problem showed him a list of drugs containing semaglutide, a solution to his obesity. Cartman, upon realizing that his obesity can be cured, thought of the many ways he could diss his friends and others without getting dissed back because of his weight. His hope faded on realizing that his mom couldn't afford the drugs, and his insurance doesn't cover it. The doctor cheered him with a bit of ridicule by introducing him to Lizzo, a musical counselor that promotes body positivity. Welcome to It's Mythical. We are recapping the South Park movie, End of Obesity. At the Tegrity farmhouse, Shelley dresses up and leaves for school with a top that exposes her belly, making her get in a huge confrontation with her dad, Randy. She stated she acquired her mom's permission as she left the scene, forcing her dad to confront her mom, stating that people like that end up doing drugs with their peers. Shelley's mom discusses this with her friend as her friend stated she understood why kids their age wears them, but not why moms like them wear them. Just then the mom shows up. It turns out they had been using various obesity drugs to reduce their belly fat, and then decided to expose their bellies as they all decide to meet up later and discuss the drugs they use. At school, Carl was informed that their friend, Cartman, has been crying all day as they went to meet him. It turns out he has been crying because his mom couldn't afford the obesity drugs and insurance doesn't cover them. His friend cheered him up as they decided to file a claim on the insurance company after school. School closes as Randy dresses in a crop top to pick his daughter Shelley as a lesson, but caught the attention of Chui's mom, who asked him if he was on obesity drugs. He lied to her for some reason as she invited him to the girls' hangout to discuss drugs as it was getting scarce. Also, Cartman and his friends visited the insurance company to file a claim and were directed to a door nearby. The official in charge greeted them as they stated they need their friend's medication paid for. The official was really sluggish and broke the news to them that they couldn't pay for obesity because it's not a disease. But Carl was really adamant, which forced the official, and they were asked to navigate the American healthcare system as the insurance and medical facilities work together. Starting from the insurance company, they were sent to Central Medical, where they were asked to fill a form, and the doctor in charge checked Cartman and decides to send them to Imaging. At Imaging, they were asked to fill the form again, and the doctor in charge sends them to South Park Clinic and back to insurance company, who sends them back and forth between these facilities. At the girls' hangout, the moms discussed their various experiences with the doctors and obesity drugs when Randy walked in, just in time as Alexis joined their crew and was able to smuggle some drugs from Mexico as it was distributed accordingly. They all injected the drugs and waited for Randy to inject his. As he did, he was a little bit high and got home late. In the morning, he lied to his wife that he was hiking, and that made him came home late. He refused to eat breakfast and went out, and this made his wife a little bit suspicious. He soliloquized with his weed guy about how the drugs made him feel good in many years, better than the one used in their farm. He plans to visit the girls' club as soon as his cravings continue. Cartman friends planned with two others to order raw semaglutide from India and with the help of YouTube create their own obesity drugs for Cartman, as they believed the insurance and medical system were a huge scam. The factory in India became creating the raw drug as Cartman friends began experimentation while watching videos as the raw semaglutide arrived, which was used in creating obesity drugs for Cartman. At the dining table, Randy lost his appetite as he couldn't eat anything because of his addiction to the drugs. His wife Sharon noticed something was wrong as she sends the kids out to speak to him privately. She politely asked him if he was doing drugs, but he blatantly denied it and body shamed her, erasing her self-confidence as she looks through the mirror. Randy left the house and changes as he went a hook with the girls. On getting there, the girls were in panic mode as they ran out of drugs because the doctors refused to sell some to them due to their addiction. They were weighing their options and came to a conclusion as they wore a ski mask and robbed a pharmacy on gunpoint. On realizing that the doctors recognized them, they quickly packed the drugs and fled the scene. Cartman friends just created the first sample of the drugs as Cartman insisted that he should be tested. On testing it, he orders his favorite meal containing so much calories and went inside the bathroom. His friends waited patiently outside, and as he came out, he attested that the drugs actually work because he couldn't finish his heavy meal for the first time. Then they decided to create many more drugs for Cartman and others. The top CEOs of major institutions in South Park formed a secret organization as the new obesity drugs was a threat to their business. They played the advertisement of compounding pharmacies, belonging to Cartman and friends, and how they planned to make the drugs cheaper, as the group planned to take them out. Cartman woke in the morning and discovered that he had lost weight. He went on to diss his friends, saying that his breath stinks, as they couldn't diss him again for being too fat. He then went on to diss some other girls. He even dissed the people of Pakistan. However, it turned out to be just a dream, as he woke up to the sad reality of his obesity. At the lab with his friends, they checked his weight and realized he had lost 1.3 pounds over the space of 1 week, and also, they started receiving orders for their new drugs. Cartman was about to inject his second dose when the girls on Ski Mask raided their lab with guns and took all the drugs, including the one Cartman was about to inject, and as they drove off, they injected some of the drugs on the way and got high while on the road. Randy's wife felt bad about herself after being body-shamed by her husband. Since she couldn't afford the new obesity drugs, she sought out Lizzo, a new body positivity program that encourages people to be proud of their weight and eat whatever they want without worrying about losing or gaining weight. Randy spoke with his weed guy as he wasn't comfortable with the girls and the drugs anymore and wants to quit. Back at the clinic, Cartman's friend was informed that Cartman was about to consume so much calories, which he called an Oppenheimer, as he has given up. They were able to cheer him up with the hope of ordering more semaglutide from the factory in India, but unknown to them, the factory was raided by the secret organization as they shot the workers and burnt the factory down. Cartman and friends were terrified as they watched the news, as Cartman was traumatized, but his friend urged him that they will figure something out. Sharon wasn't feeling too good after being on Lizzo for some time, and as the doctor tested her, they figured she had a mild form of diabetes and was eligible, as her insurance will cover her prescription for semaglutide, which could also help her lose weight. Cartman locked himself and refused to open the door until his friend Carl informed him that he ordered a shipment of raw semaglutide, which was already on its way from North Carolina, and ordered his friend to be prepared before the truck arrived. The truck was on its way when it got halted by the barricades set on the road by the girls' club. Randy immediately ushered the driver out with a gun, and as the girls beat the driver to death, Randy couldn't take it anymore and fled with the truck, forcing the girls to chase him, trying to kill him to regain control of the vehicle. Carl figured something was wrong as the truck kept changing directions in the map as they decide to trace it. Randy immediately pressed his brakes on sighting the kids and ushered them him quickly as the girls were still chasing them from behind. Soon later, the secret organization joined in the chase as they planned to put an end to the drugs and everyone involved in it. The scene was bloody as most of them died, including one of Cartman's friends. After a brief collision, Randy was able to evade them as they quickly rushed to get the raw semaglutide from the truck. They opened the truck to find the guy from the insurance company and realized that it was all a scam, as they were asked to navigate the healthcare system again. At the Tegrity Farms, Randy stopped his wife, Sharon, from injecting the new obesity drugs and also told her the truth about him being a drug addict. He was shocked as his wife wasn't mad at him, which made him love her more as they decide to spend quality time at the Holiday Inn. Back at school, Cartman and his friends were depressed as all hope had been lost. Carl and others to help Cartman addressed the school, stating that no one should ever make fun of obesity again, and they all agreed with him. It turns out that was all Cartman wished for, as he first dissed Carl by making fun of his religion. Then he went around dissing everyone, even boarding a plane to Pakistan just to diss them. The end. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to It's Mythical for more intriguing recap like this.